Who wants to start winning some daily fantasy contests? Me. This guy next to me, Tyler Wiemann, has done just that. And in fact has raked in over $100,000 in some cash prizes on these contests. One of the most important things is how to choose a contest. It's a question we get a lot at LineStar. And so today's video is dedicated to just that topic. And for beginners like me, it's going to be really useful to have Tyler walk us through and help us select contests so that we are in the best position to start with some takedowns. I'm looking forward to it, Tyler. All right, so we're going to pull up DraftKings first, and Tyler's going to walk us through on how he goes about selecting contests and maybe break it down for beginners, what beginners should look for as opposed to maybe some more experienced players. So let's get to it. All right, Tyler, show us the way.
All right. Well,
I'm a young Jedi.
First of all, you have to, think about your bankroll and how much you want to play every night. So, Shannon, do you have an idea as far as like how much you would want to play nightly?
Well, looking at my balance on there, I'm just starting out. So for beginners,
Yes.
Let's say you're working with like $100 and you want to start with maybe the smaller contests. I don't know. What do you think?
Now, is $100 how much you're going to play nightly, or is that the bankroll you're starting out
That's
with?
the bankroll we're starting with. So let's,
Okay.
can we start small like that?
You absolutely can start small like that. What you will want to do is you want to click whatever sport you're going to play, and then it'll, bring up the different filters. And I would go classic, so we can get to the main slate here, which today would be this 5-game slate. And then you can go entry fee. So then you could say, let's just go max for dollar entry. And then now it's going to give us all of the contests that are under $1. Another thing to think of is, what do you want to do as far as your strategy? If you want to play one contest every night, one lineup every night, then you're going to want to stick to the single entries or the 3 max contest. Like if I'm only doing one, I don't want to be versus somebody that can have 150 entries.
Exactly.
So it's one thing I would be looking at is the single entries, what it is. If you're a very new player, I wouldn't start with a contest that has 3,000 entries in it, because the more entries, the harder it is to win.
Sure.
And the harder it is going to be to like see some ROI back. So maybe I would kind of look at, something a little less. There's, these $1 118-man contests or something like that, which, first place is only $12, but that's 12 extra money.
If we're starting with 100.
And these are the kind of things you need to do if you're starting out. Like just going for, a 100K win with one $15 entry just isn't very realistic.
Sure.
And we need to think about these things, and think about the probability of it actually hitting.
Yeah, it's easy to see the, $100,000 cash prizes and get, the big eyes over that. But it is important to stay true to your strategy and your bankroll, right?
Yeah. And so if you're only playing one contest, what I would do if you have 100 is say, play 5 different lineups in 5 of these $1 contests, and then just build your bankroll a little slower that way. Or another alternative would be to stay in these low dollar contests. And there are these 10-cent 20 max contests. So you can enter 20 lineups, 10 cents a piece, so very low entry fee. And then you can start practicing doing multiple entries at a time. So once your bankroll does grow, it's a little easier to go from 20 max to 150 max than from one lineup, to 150 max.
All right. So a good starting point for beginners there to start to get maybe a little bit of a bankroll You're a more experienced player. What is your strategy as you approach these contests? Now that you're an experienced player with a big bankroll behind you, how do you go about it?
It all depends on the sport. Obviously, there's some sports I feel like I have a little more edge. With baseball, I'm not going for the home run night in, night out. I usually do 3 different contests. I do a 100 max contest, a 150 max contest. Then I do a 20 entry, the $4.20 entry max, and then the 121 single entry on DraftKings. It's right here. So I do those 3, make 150 lineups. 20 of them will go into the $4.20 max. One of them is the single entry.
And when you say you do 150 lineups, are those same lineups, each one slightly different?
They're all different. Yes.
All right.
So what I do when I'm making that group is I really focus on ownership for a lot of those and try and attack the spots that I think a team can really succeed and they're going under owned versus the field, and really get at it like that. One thing with baseball is that we're always going to have a team that's like 30% owned.
Yeah.
But it's baseball. Literally anything can happen in every single game. So when I see that, I'm almost just always automatically off them.
Is there things that you're looking at to stay away from in terms of contests, or what I guess is the criteria for you to see a contest and say, yep, I'm entering?
Yeah, it's a tough question to kind of answer because it really depends on somebody's bankroll and what they're doing. Personally, I wish we weren't so top heavy with some of these prize structures, like the 100K to first contest. It's like 30 grand to second. So there's a 70K difference between first and second. I wish we weren't quite that top heavy. And so one of the things I do look in at, especially if I'm single entering, is trying to make sure the contest isn't quite as top heavy. So like this 121 contest, it's usually 10K to first, 5K to second, or when it's the smaller days and it's 5K to first, it's like 3K to second. So it's one of the things I like to look at is, a contest structure that is a little more broad. So you can win a decent amount of money if you're in the top 10, not if you, not just if you win.
You mentioned a little bit of a difference for different sports. Are there huge differences in terms of the types of contests you select?
Yes. So like NFL has huge prize purses, but the contests are 400, 500,000 entries.
Yeah.
Like for baseball, it's like 30,000 entries. They're just every single day versus once a week. And so with NFL and how many more contests there are, you need to kind of look through a little bit to what suits you a little bit. Like if you're playing a large portion of your bankroll, you shouldn't be entering the million maker. The chance of you going broke before hitting is so high, it just doesn't make sense. So you need to really take into consideration how long you're going to be able to play with the amount of money you're trying to play. And so if your time of being able to play is too short, where you're not able to realize that edge, you're going to go broke. And there's a lot of good players that do it because they're not smart with their bankroll management.
Yeah, so you have to kind of keep your bankroll in mind and stick to the rules that you set out for yourself, right? Absolutely. That was something when I first started daily fantasy that I kept breaking my own rules. And you really have to, it seems like, stay consistent with your own rules for yourself. And that seems to be a key to it.
It absolutely is. Another thing is if you know you're not good at really big slates or you're not good at really small slates, like take them off. Like you don't have to play those. If however you create your edge doesn't work in those slates, don't play them.
There you go. Sometimes the best play is not playing at all.
Yeah. Like with NBA, for instance, if I am not going to be able to be around a computer, I don't play that night. Because with NBA, late swapping is so important that it's just not worth it to play.
All right. So some good strategies. Anything else we missed out on the contest selection?
I think we pretty much got it all there. It's really, pick your contests in accordance to what your goals is and your bankroll. So make sure you have enough bankroll to sustain you for a long time, because you're going to lose more often than you win. It's just when you're right and when you win, you want to hit it big.
All right, so some great tips for you there from Tyler on how to choose some contest selections. If you have any questions, make sure to drop them in the comments. Tyler or I will get back to you, and we will help you out. I mean, here on the LineStar YouTube channel, we're all about everybody winning money out there. We're all in this together, this crazy daily fantasy world, so we want to help you out. Also, make sure to check out the LineStar app. It is a tool that will help you dominate in daily fantasy and in the prop bet market as well. It's a tool that Tyler uses to help him win all that money, so hopefully it can help you too. There's a lineup optimizer, all of the tools that you can possibly need, all your research in one place. So it's a great tool. Check it out, linestarapp.com. And again, if you haven't already, make sure to like this video. If you're enjoying our content, make sure to subscribe to our channel. And again, comment below with any questions that you have. It's been... Go ahead.
Yeah, comment below, or if you are a LineStar app subscriber, just go to the chat. Go to the chat. A lot of people are there to help.
Yeah.
Not only, Shannon and I, but our whole community likes to help.
Yeah, the LineStar community is awesome for, picking each other up and helping each other out. Because as I mentioned, we're all in this together, guys. We all want to win some money. And we have a supportive community at the LineStar app, so make sure to check that out. We've got some great videos coming out as well. If there's another video that you want to see us do, if you have a question and you want us to elaborate in another video, we're happy to do so. We are here to help you, so let us know what you were looking for. Good luck out there in all of your daily fantasy playing. Remember to bet responsibly. We'll see you guys next time.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.